Hello everyone, I'm going to be making a tomato cream sauce today, and I need to start off making an imitation cream. So that is a 1-to-1 ratio of powdered milk. Works really well. So we are also going to add some onions to my tomato cream sauce. So I diced up some onions, and I am going to go ahead and fry those up with approximately half a tablespoon of olive oil. And when there's only about a minute left of cooking, I am going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Stir that around. Make sure it gets nice and fragrant. And then I'm going to put it into a bowl. Now I'm going to add 2 cans of diced tomatoes into my pot. I only realized afterwards that my pot was a little bit too big, and I should have used one size down of my pot. So we're going to bring this up to a boil, and since it's a no salt added, I'm going to add some salt, and then I'm going to add some seasonings. It's basil, oregano, and garlic. That's my favorite seasoning. I put about 2.5 tablespoons of that in there. You can use whatever kind of seasonings you like. If you like Italian seasonings or just this or just that or whatever, you can add that. I'm going to bring that all the way up to a boil, and then we're going to bring it over to the countertop and use an immersion blender. And because it wasn't very deep in my pan, I had a hard time using my immersion blender to chop up my diced tomatoes. Anyways, I did get it done. So then you're just going to bring the pot back over to finish the recipe. Put it on medium to medium-low heat. Let it slowly come back up to a boil. And then you are going to, of course, add a little bit of sugar. There's about a tablespoon there, maybe a little less than a tablespoon. Stir that all in. I have issues with my stomach and heartburn, so I always need to try to cut the acidity. We're going to add these onions back in there. I didn't want them blended. I want them whole still. Or not whole, but you know what I'm saying. So then we are going to taste it, make sure it tastes perfectly seasoned and wonderful. And it did. So then we're going to add the imitation cream sauce, stir that up, and then I'm going to taste it again. See how beautiful that looks already so far. And taste it again. So it wasn't quite as creamy as I wanted it to be, so I made up some more of the imitation cream and added that in there. And there we go. That looks like a beautiful tomato cream sauce. And then we're just going to make sure everything is all stirred up real nicely. And we're going to let that simmer for a few minutes. After I taste it, make sure it tastes wonderful. Yes, it does taste wonderful. Let that simmer for a few minutes, and then we're going to add our pasta to this. And the pasta that I'm going to use for my tomato cream sauce this time is going to be some tortellini. Excuse me. And there's my tortellini. And if you see the sauce there, you see that it has simmered nicely for about 5 or 8 minutes. Now we're going to add this tortellini in there, and the tortellini will just cook right in that sauce. And that tortellini only takes, according to the package, only takes 5 or 6 minutes to cook. So I let it cook for about 8 minutes. And because when I first checked it, it wasn't done all the way. And then I had some Parmesan cheese from a different recipe left over. So I went ahead and dumped that in there as well. So now it's nice and creamy and also has a slight Parmesan flavor. And there it is on my plate. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan on it. And let's see what it looks like here. Here's my tortellini, nice and perfectly cooked. And I have to say, this was the best sauce I've made in a while. I've only made this recipe for the cream sauce a handful of times, and this was the best time that it tasted the best. So I hope you guys make some tomato cream sauce with your diced tomatoes. Like and subscribe.